Harvey. And those vagabonds of Southern Pines, they've taken off by hang glider this morning for Derry, the Devils.
Well, they headed away last night. There was a wee bit of confusion. We've often said that America and Ireland are two nations divided by the same language. There was a little bit of confusion as to what was happening while we had talked to them when we were out there about staying over and so on and so forth, and that was all on. And in the messages via Facebook, they were talking about they were looking forward to their stopover, but in their eyes, their stopover was stopping over for a bite to eat and a bit of a tour around.
Ah, yeah, and then away to Derry this morning.
And away to Derry last night because they had booked something for this morning on some of the tours. That's why we couldn't get.
These are folk from Southern Pines in North Carolina, our sister city.
Our sister city, and Kevin and his wife Jane, they're actually on their honeymoon, and Kevin's sister is the famous Denise, because whenever I was talking to him and he said,
Denise Baker.
And he said, well, why would anybody want to talk to me? Like, nobody knows me in Newry. I said, everybody knows you in Newry if you're a sister, if you're a brother of Denise Baker's, because everybody knows Denise,
Absolutely. But it's, our people are there at the moment. Derry Hughes, the mayor.
That's right.
Who else is there?
Francis is there.
Francis Caherty from formerly the Southern Regional College.
There are two teachers from the schools. I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. And then there are 6 music students.
Yeah.
And so we've been keeping in touch with Denise. We FaceTimed her yesterday.
Isn't that the joy of this? You mentioned the students.
Yes.
These students from here are over in North Carolina. They're absorbing the entire culture, customs, musicality, the whole ambience of North Carolina.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And that's a huge thing.
I know they had a program yesterday. There was a festival in Raleigh. And they'd headed
Raleigh's the close city.
Raleigh is the close city, yeah. And so Raleigh's about an hour away. That's the airport's at Raleigh, Durham. So I know they were there yesterday, and they took in a little bit of shopping around some of the malls when they were there. And then last night, there's a fantastic, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a music hall called The Rooster's Wife. And the Rooster's Wife.
She's a wee hen.
But they get fantastic groups that are moving south, and they stop off in Southern Pines and play here. And I mean, we've been to it every time we've been there. So the kids were there last night, and I'm not sure. I didn't get an update this morning, but I'm sure there would have been a bit of jamming session at some stage during the evening.
Tell me, Jack, when I see Southern Pines and pictures of it, it's iconically beautiful.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's somewhat different than Newry, and in a way you've got, it's a bit like God in a way, 3 persons in one God, because within the small region, in the same way as we have Newry and Bestbrook out the road, and Camla, you've got Southern Pines, Pinehurst, and Aberdeen. Wow. And they are all fairly linked together, a little bit like Bestbrook, Camla, and Newry. And so you can move between them quite easily. But one of the things that is very much there to be seen, which we don't want to happen in Newry, is the fact that if you want to buy a pair of shoes in Southern Pines, you can't do it.
Why?
Because there are no shops in Southern Pines that sell clothes or shoes
or ties. Mark Durkin must have been there.
Mark Durkin
has been to Southern Pines to destroy it from a retail perspective in the middle of the place.
But it's
well done, Mark. You're doing it to Newry next.
Well, no, we're not going to let him do it.
No, we're going to stop you, Mark Durkin. It's all along the line.
It's a quaint town. In that the shops that are there are, a lot of coffee shops and a lot of knick-knack shops and small gifty type shops. But generally speaking, if you want to buy something, you've got to go to a mall outside. Either outside, and the malls are situated between the three communities.
It seems like heaven sent for Mark Durkin.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing he would love,
wouldn't it?
It would seem.
Well, I mean, he should. I mean, I would love to bring Mark Durkin out there to
and
show
let him see what devastation is in terms of retail.
The difference between a very strong, vibrant city. Here we are, back on city centres again.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
It's very
when
hard.
you and I get together, it's very hard to get it.
It's the way it is. You know, you and I worked together at the time of Newry City status.
That's right.
And we took a great pride in what we were doing.
And what we achieved.
And we thought, you know, we had this loveliness of family businesses in Newry, loveliness of the Newry market. And so I welcome all the malls. They're very convenient. But, you know, let's have the mixed economy.
You need a mix. But I mean, I think this is one of the things that I know a lot of people from throughout Ireland and throughout the British Isles who would come to visit us and to see what we had achieved, where we had 2 malls on the edge of town.
Yeah.
So we lived side by side. We worked side by side.
Yeah, of course.
The managers from both malls have been very deeply involved in the chamber, including Jared, the owner of the Keys.
Yes, Jared.
And I mean, so those are the things that we had achieved here. It's not us and them. It's we're all here together. We're all here to make Newry City a stronger city centre.
Suddenly there's a huge spanner right into the works, and that spanner is the Carn Bain development.
Yeah, well, you know, there's been things on the horizon before that didn't take place, you know, like we know of the, at one stage the butter crane was to be out there, the butter crane was to be down the Warren Point Road, but the butter crane is in the middle of town.
Yeah, that's
and the same thing was happening with the Keys, and the Keys in the middle of town. So, you know, as we said at the time, we will fight you all the way on out of town, but if you come into town, we'll welcome you.
Yeah,
and I mean, this development that they're talking about, if that comes into town, it'll bring at least 1,000 car parking spaces.
Yes, yeah.
You know, if you were to take that the butter crane and the Keys were out of town developments, Newry would have 2,000 less car parking spaces.
Oh yeah, of course they would. Of course they would. Yeah, yeah.
So
no, it's a sadness, and I wish you good luck with it. And you are going to take them to court. You are going to fight it.
Yeah.
And you have the money already for that.
Well, we've a portion of the money. You know, it's you know, we really need to get people to to believe in it and come and support and help us. You know, but money. And talking about money, I mean. Money for the firewalk has been running in as well. It's fantastic.
Tell me about this. Now, first of all, the firewalk occurred at Slieve Gullion.
Slieve Gullion, yeah.
The other night, Friday night. Saturday, Friday night?
Friday
night. And it was you were doing it to raise funds for the wonderful
But we were all
charity,
doing it for
Richard Moore's
for Richard
charity.
Moore, yeah.
The Children in Crossfire. Richard from Derry, blinded by a rubber bullet when he was but a boy. No bitterness in the man's heart. And saw it as it motivated him to go and do other things, and that's what he did.
It's fantastic because he's
friend of the Dalai Lama as well.
Huge friend of the Dalai Lama. But I mean, Richard is a very inspiring guy, and I mean, when I agreed to undertake this, you know, Richard confirmed that I should do it. He said to me, "It's not going to hurt you. You're not going to get burnt if you follow the instructions. That's how you will be taught to do it. Then the training, you won't have a problem." He has done it a number of times, and of course I was joking him. I said, "But how do you know you done it? Like, you know, it could have had you walking over grass." Which we have a lot of, like, Richard and I know one another for a long time, and we have a lot of banter. Great football man, Richard. He was a director of Derry City for quite a number of years.
And by the way, congratulations to Dundalk whacking the backside of Cork.
That's right. And I mean, I suppose that was the big problem I had, because whenever I agreed with Richard that I would do it, going back 2 or 3 months ago, at that stage Dundalk had a 6-point lead, and I was of the opinion we'll have the league won by the time the last match of the season comes. And of course that didn't happen, and it all came down to the last match between the 2 teams that could have won it. If Cork had drew with us the other night, they were going to win the league. We had to win.
I love this notion of your ownership of Dundalk. Us. You're not a Dundalk man.
No, but I've been involved with Dundalk since 1956. Whenever I lived in Dublin, Dundalk was the closest team to the north.
Yeah.
And at that stage, Ted McNeil from Warren Point was playing in goal, and Vincey Gilmore was playing for that team.
Yeah, Vincey was there.
And
God, you're giving your age away.
I built up a relationship in Dublin with those guys. I trained with the guys because they're Dublin-based players. Trained very close to where I was living at that stage, and I was involved in the B team, you know. And then I was I was all over the place. And of course, I had 25 years on the board as well.
Yeah. Well, Manchester United could have had you if the money had been right.
I know, but the money wasn't right.
Well, this is the point that we need to be thinking of.
The money wasn't right. And
now, let's go back to the Firewalk. It's first of all, the money, you're up at over 2,000. We are heading towards 2,000.
Heading towards 2,000 between Gemma,
at the moment. And I was talking to Gemma the other day, and little Moya is doing hugely well.
Yeah, Moya was up there the other night,
yeah. It's wonderful. And she was telling me of the success in fundraising. What will that money go to do? Tell us.
It's going to go, Richard has quite a number of programs out in Africa for children that are caught up in conflict. And he was out with May McFetridge, John Lennon, looking at a couple of schemes. I talked to Richard last Friday. And that program I think there's 4 different programs that he has working at the moment. So that money will go to help fund those. And Richard will be down again. He's coming down for the charity dinner.
Oh, yes.
So he'll be on our table at the charity dinner.
Yes.
In actual fact, I'll try to get organised that maybe when he's down for you to do an interview with him.
He's welcome here.
You know, and he can update you then as to what's happening. He'll give it to you from the horse's mouth, exactly what's going on.
He was very good when he was here before. We talked for an hour and it seemed like 10 minutes.
But Richard
is a huge man.
Yeah, I mean, he phoned me last Friday morning to say, you know, he didn't believe that I would have given up going to the football to keep my promise. And I said, but I have to do it.
Promises,
you know, and
hold that thought if you would, because we're taking a break to go into the tented trading space, the souk, the Casbah, the Aladdin's cave of retail therapy.
Destination Newry. Keep it on. We're back in moments.
Fort Knox, located in Hill Street, Newry. They are experts in home and business security. They offer free quotations for CCTV, intruder alarms, electric gates, remote access and more. For their 5-year anniversary, they are offering CCTV systems for just £599 and intruder alarms for only £399. This is with full installation included. Fort Knox, 62 Hill Street, Newry, County Down, BT34 1BE. Contact us on 028 302 57521 or visit our website fortknox.com. Don't forget to come to the official opening night of our new premises in Hill Street from 6 to 9 p.m. on October 23rd. Fort Knox, affordable security for everyone.
Louis Boyd's, 58 Mill Street, Newry. If you want to dress to impress, Louis Boyd's is for you. Style, comfort and great value. Louis Boyd's. Menswear labels now in stock. Diesel, Tommy Hilfiger, Superdry, Ramus Yomo and G-Star. Also communion and confirmation wear. Open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday 9 to 5:30. Thursday and Friday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 1 to 5 p.m. Louis Boyd's, 58 Mill Street or louisboyd.com.
Flowers make great gifts, and here at Millie Flory Camla we have every kind of flower, from fresh cut flowers to colourful blooming plants to gifts for that special occasion. Drop in at Unit 7 Main Street, Camla to view our ever-changing showroom, or phone Kerry Marie on 028 308 39558 for some expert advice. Millie Flory Camla, the flower experts.
Trainer's Bar, located in the heart of Camla, has a comfortable atmosphere, affordable drinks with a new outside smoking area. We are known for our great table service and entertainment, and we have recently installed a new darts room. Come join us on the weekends for the latest drink promotions, music and entertainment. We are located on 21 Main Street, Camla, Newry, County Down, BT 357JG. Give us a ring on 028 308 3707.
KT Oil Limited is a company that's grown on a strong local reputation for fast, efficient delivery. Our gas, oil and kerosene is available to people living across County Armagh and County Down, delivered on time and when it's convenient for you. For over 10 years, we've been providing homes with the fuel they need to see them through the cold weather. We're established as a trustworthy company that it's a pleasure to do business with. Just call us on 028 302 503 97 and we'll be there with you.
Ted's Carpets Newry have a large selection of carpets, vinyl, wooden floors, solid, semi-solid, laminate floors and all flooring accessories, all for you to see in our showroom. Based in Newry, our staff have over 50 years of experience in the carpet and flooring industry and will be only too glad to help you choose the right floor covering that suits your needs and your pocket. Don't forget our furniture department, where we stock sofas, beds, bedroom furniture and everything else your home will need. Looking for a genuine bargain? Give Ted a shout. You won't be disappointed. Distance is no object. No job too big or too small. Commercial and domestic. Unit 1, Carney Hall Business Park, Rathford Island Road, Newry. Telephone 028 308 25782. Check out tedscarpetsnewry.com.
Destination. You've reached your destination. Go!
Destination Newry.
Yes, it's Destination Newry. It is the morning programme reaching out across the planet. Jack Murphy is with me. I'm Rowan Hand. Two things I want to do in the last 10 minutes of our chat, Jack, is to look at the mechanics of the firewalk that you did for children in Crossfire. That's the first thing. Second thing is to have a look at the up-and-coming Newry Christmas charity dinner in the Canal Court Hotel. And we were just musing there about the success of Destination Newry and what we're doing. Yesterday, Friends of Santa Claus in Warren Point managed to gain access to some Santa Claus pictures as he's preparing to bring his winter fuel campaign to the St. Vincent de Paul Society. They were in his office. Saw it. This went on Facebook yesterday at 3 o'clock, and by this morning 2,000 people had seen it.
Oh my God.
So that's
it's
what
unbelievable,
isn't
it?
The way
it
technology has gone. Santa
changed.
looked at me and he said, Rowan, for goodness sake, what is going on here? Do you not use envelopes anymore? He said, well, what about emails? I said, well, there's something even quicker. He knew about emails.
What did he?
All right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Someone must have told him.
Oh, I tell you. Now, here's the point. I want to talk to you. It defies belief that you could have walked over fire, even for more than £1,000, and not felt anything. What was the training for this, and what is the secret of doing it?
Well, we gathered up in the Forest Park the other evening, and we started off by lighting the fire. They had this huge, large table, steel table, bigger than this one here, piled high with wooden logs. So we lit that, and it started to burn. And they let it burn for probably 20 minutes, and then they brought us, there were 18 of us going to do the firewalk. They brought us into a room, and we had this coach who started to get us a sort of mind over matter scenario. He talked about how Cassius Clay used to hype everything up, I am the greatest, and how he believed in that and what it done. And we went through the whole program of that for about an hour. And I must say that during the scenario where on occasions he would have us close our eyes and grasp this energy from above and to psych up as to what we wanted to achieve, that we wanted to achieve this firewalk without burning our feet. I sneaked in a bit as well. I wanted Dundalk to win that night. So because I had to get it that out of my mind, because I couldn't allow myself to think about the football because I had to focus on what he was saying. And I mean, one of the things that he'd done when they were talking to us and showing and getting us to believe in the thing, they had 2 arrows, proper arrows, wooden arrows with steel tips, and he got the arrow, you see, and he was showing us this arrow, pushing it against his hand, and he was saying it takes 25 pounds of pressure to break the arrow, but it takes 75 pounds of pressure to break your skin.
Wow.
And he said, so the arrow should break before it will penetrate my skin. And he got us all to buy into this and to agree to that and so on and so forth. And he says, if I prove that this works, will someone else do it as well? So 3 of the boys volunteered to do it, and one by one then they tossed coins as to who was going to get involved. And it was Deborah King's husband, James, was the one who was going to do it. But while the guy was talking, pushing this to his hand, whenever he came to break the skin, he actually put the arrow here. So you can imagine how we all gasped at that stage. So they put the arrow to his throat, and the other guy pushed his hand, it was like pushing the arrow into his throat, and the arrow broke. So they brought up James, and James put the arrow to his throat, and the guy held it, and James walked towards him. So that was the type of mind over matter that they had us believe, and they had this hype, you know, that yes, you can do it. And then he showed us how to walk.
And how do you walk on the flames?
I walked across quite easily. Different people went across it different ways. A couple, for want of a better word, ran across it. I followed. I think I was in some sort of a trance from him.
You allowed yourself to be in
I
a
allowed
trance.
myself to be in a trance.
Because you had a job at work to do.
And I just focused, looked straight ahead, and walked across it. The first couple of steps, I felt nothing. Probably about the third step, I could feel this heat in my feet, and actually probably up around my ankles as well. And I perhaps quickened my step a little bit at that stage.
I say you might have.
I got off, and there was a girl at the end who had a watering can to cool us down, you know. A couple, Gemma and Cahill, I'm not sure about others, but talking to Gemma and Cahill, they got little nips, little slight burns, but they put cream on it that night and it was cleared up.
My goodness.
But the interesting thing, I was in Hourglass on Saturday morning and playing golf.
Never.
Never, yes.
Were
How did
you
I
really?
get there? How did I get there?
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was that I found it extremely difficult to concentrate, that I was mentally drained.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, maybe I was tired, I had touched the flu coming on me, or what was it? But when I came back and I was talking to Gemma and Cahill on Saturday evening, they were exactly the same. So I'd say we must have burnt up a lot of energy in that hour that he was hyping us up.
But it was worth doing.
It was worth doing.
In terms of personal, obviously worth doing for the charity.
Fantastic for the charity.
Yeah, but
as
a personal achievement.
I have done it. I can look now and I can say I've done it. One of the jokes that we had at the time, Richard was saying to me, Jack, if you do it, Big Jerry will do it, Jerry Kelly.
Oh,
you know? So when I went back to Jerry and said, I'm doing it, Jerry said, good lad, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Now, tell me about the arrow. Was the arrow finely, it must have had a kind of a bean.
It had a steel tip on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't the precise point. Because you know,
it was going into point. The point wouldn't have been as pointed as that, but it still had a point on it.
Oh yeah,
it was because I mean it was a proper arrow that you would use in archery.
Yeah, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood. It was interesting that you know we had that belief you could do those things.
That's amazing.
Especially whenever he moved it from his hand up to his throat.
Well done.
You know,
well done.
Yeah,
it's hugely impressive. Now, well done too in advance of what's going to occur in the Canal Court Hotel soon.
4th of December, Thursday, the first Thursday of December, and there are occasions that people say, "I'd love to have gone to that, but I didn't get an invitation." I am this morning putting out an invitation to everyone from the Greater Newry area and further afield to come and support this, because we need your support. We need your money. We need the toys.
For the Toy Mountain.
The Toy Mountain. Because without those toys, I'm not sure what Salvation Army and St Vincent de Paul and the Children's Hospital, you know, ward up in the hospital would do. Important. It's hugely important.
And the money that you raise and the gift that you will give them will allow them to do great things.
That's right.
For families
and a number of children will enjoy a trip to Disneyland as well. So
absolutely.
It's been tremendous, and the target this year will be to break the £1 million.
Yeah.
You know. So and we know we will do that. And I would like to thank you and the station for your great support. And I know you will.
I was supporting you long before there was ever a station.
A station.
I can tell you, because I value what you do to the very depths of my being.
Yeah.
Well done. And I'm so proud of Destination Newry. involving itself in the way
Yeah.
that I'm sure they will this year, because we'll be on the Santa run, I think.
That's right,
and
that's
we'll
right.
be raising money for you.
That's right.
All of that.
And I think you said to me last week that you're going to organise a table from Destination Newry.
But that is a good intention,
Yeah,
and I hope that happens.
Yeah.
I
I know you'll make it happen, Rowan.
Well, I don't know. I'm a.
I've known you a
cantankerous
long
old
time
devil.
down
Yeah,
through the things, and
we do.
I think when you set your mind to do something,
It's done.
you seem to be able to get.
Well,
it
we
from
shall
the
do
other end.
this thing because
Yeah.
we need to be there.
We
and
need to be there.
support you, because the charities are the St. Vincent de Paul, the Salvation Army, the Children's Hospital.
Yes, they're the ones who get the toys. We've a meeting tomorrow morning. Finalising a lot, because I mean we get so many requests, and you can only stretch it so far.
Oh, yeah,
and you can only work within the thing. So
Yeah.
we've a meeting tomorrow morning in Fergal's office to just work out as to what charities are going to be involved this
And
year.
that's that's the Christmas business charity dinner. In the Canal Court Hotel this year.
Thursday, the 4th.
Yeah.
Of
and if people do take an interest, what's their best way? Your shop, I suppose.
They can call to the shop, to our shop. They can Declan. They can contact
Declan McChesney's shoes and boots and beautiful ladies' ankles.
That's right. They can contact Fergal's office.
Fergal, where you get all
FPM.
your fiscal fortitudes put in place.
Or Jared O'Hare.
And Jared O'Hare, who will build you an empire.
through the
all good men. All good
Park
men.
of Green. They will all. I mean, if someone's interested, whether they want to come along individually, whether they want to organise a table of 10, whether they want to have a joint table among groups of people, the more the merrier. Because not only do we raise a lot of money for the charities involved, it's a great social event. I mean, it's been a tremendous social event. And
not much into social things. I don't like it. I'm cantankerous.
But I mean...
I'll go there. I'll be there for the charity.
But somehow or another, we'll get a smile out of you.
I don't know. I don't like smiling. So
Yeah.
Be happy and
The
congratulations.
beard's coming on well, you're
Congratulations.
Thanks
Well
a million.
done. And that's the
Thank you.
Christmas dinner, the charity, Newry Christmas charity dinner in the Canal Court Hotel. And let's make sure we give it all the great support that we can. Andrew, what are we going to? Ads or music? Music, sir.